Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Kentucky Good Vibes. I'm your host, Shayna Perkins, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing rapper, songwriter, and CEO of her independent label, Miss Eternal. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing good. I can't complain. How you doing that way?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. So, before
That's
we get
good.
started, if there's anything that I leave out, just feel free to let me know uh,
Okay.
and share it with everyone, and pretty much we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So, the first question that I have is who is Eternal?
Well, Eternal birth name is Letitia Nicole Fields. I was born in San Diego, California. Lived a little bit, a couple of years in Orange County and Long Beach, Cali as well. I'm a native here in San Diego, have a clothing line, 805 South. I do inspirational music. I believe in the three E's: educate, encourage, and empower. I use that gift that God has given me with all my skills to, empower other people, through music, mentorship in the community, health and wellness, a little bit of everything. And so here I am.
Okay, so tell us about how you got started with your music journey.
Well, I started doing underground hip hop here on the West Coast. I went by Tish Babe and my label 805 South, which is a clothing line too. So we kind of was, balancing out, clothing and doing music. So I did a lot of street music. I did a lot of underground street music back in the days. And then eventually God started dealing with me. I knew I had a purpose. I was a leader in my community. And I started doing what I was supposed to do, what I was called for.
Okay, so has gospel been your go-to since you figured that you had a calling?
Well, God has been my go-to. I try to like the genre thing is a whole nother level. It's kind of I feel like it's almost like gangbang. And I just feel like if you're called to do God's will, without the title, it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. But yes, it has truly been my go-to because it sets a standard of what side I'm on.
Okay, okay. So how long have you been doing music?
Man, I've been writing since I was like 9, but I've been doing music for over 30 years.
Oh, okay, 30 years, and it's been from what kind of music again?
I would say it's been from, street music, of course, music about my lifestyle, music about things I've seen, experienced, things that bother my soul,
Mhm.
So I always kind of kept God in it, because there's always a question, when you live in life, the whys or the nows or, the who's or what can we do's. And I would actually say, I wouldn't say 30 years of doing serious music. I would say the last 5 years, I have been actually educating myself, learning what, the independent music is really about and moving forward. And so that's what, took me a while to really like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this. Cause at one point I wasn't gonna, when I gave my life to God, I wasn't gonna do music anymore. And my pastor was like, rapping is like being a preacher. It just got a beat behind it. You got a message, whatever your message is for the people. And so that's how I started doing, gospel.
It makes sense. Preach.
Yeah.
Okay, so when did you realize that you had a gift for music?
Um, man, I would say as a young child, I knew that I had a gift to write. But of course I'm one in a million gifted and talented, young Black children in our community. Every child has a gift at something. And so I didn't believe the odds was, on my side, back then.
Okay, so what can folks expect from hearing your music?
They could expect to be uplifted. They could expect, the spirit of healing, the spirit of depression to be broke off, the spirit of self-esteem being built. You know what I mean? The spirit of forgiveness, whether it's for their self or for others, a fire, like fire, shot up in their bones, encouragement, I'm like the type of artist that likes to share what I went through or share my testimony, but I like to be able to put a smile on other people's face, or I like to be able to trigger our thought process of how we think and look at things in life. and ourselves and other people. And so that's what I'm about. I'm about uplifting people.
Okay, good message. So tell us about your single that you came out with.
Recently, I came out with a single called Alpha Omega, and then also Angel. Alpha Omega is featured my boy. He is amazing, and he's out there in Kansas City. Just Eric Tyler, ET. We call him ET. He's on fire, and he's featured on that. And that track is, just amazing. It's produced by D Weezy, and he's amazing. That track, we talk about video games, we talk about God, and because people play video games, we figured we would put that concept in there, that Alpha Omega is the biggest hero. And recently Angelique released her single, which I'm featured on, called Angel. And that song is to activate the minds, to think like, look, you woke up today, somebody didn't wake up, that there's an angel watching over you. So that track is amazing. Angelique's on that track. Again, produced by the same producer. He's amazing. Again, like I said, Dwayne Satterfield, D Weezy. And we just, sharing the fruits of the spirit, wanting to activate people without forcing God on them, but just being an example, of God's love, and getting people to think,
Okay, so I see in the background, is that your studio setup? You got your keyboard and your soundproof phone?
Yeah, I turned my, since COVID, I've turned my living room into, pretty much, this is where I recorded. Well, actually, I put it in a suitcase and I recorded it at the hotel. But I recorded Angel on this system. I actually put it all together. I just have some monitors. I have an Apple computer, which I'm talking to you on. I'm learning how to work that. And for the first time, I never had Mac. And got a blue mic over there. The keyboard, my son, he messes with my 6-year-old. That's his thing. That's his thing over there. I have nothing. I don't know nothing about no keys and notes.
Okay. I was gonna say, so you play too.
I play, you know what I'm saying? But I don't have that gift, and it's a trip, because my mom bought me keyboards when I was really, really young. But I was trying to make beats off of them from the beginning. I was not trying to play, and I don't know why. I just think my fingers are not gifted for that, But I'm glad that, I'm able to have a son that does it, and even I think his older brother does a little bit too. He does the drums. They do instruments. They love instruments.
Okay.
Noise makers.
Okay. Exactly. Oh, I have kids too, so I know. Okay, so do you perform your music, or are you strictly like social media, YouTube and so forth?
I perform my music. We haven't really done a lot of performances. We've been pre-recording our performances, and get to edit them, like you were talking about. You can edit in Zoom. Yeah. I learned how to edit in this little app where you could present it for those that have different online shows. But of course, we plan to get back to the action. Just as it becomes more safer and we're able to travel. We plan on rocking it out.
Okay, so any new projects coming up?
Definitely. I got some hot singles that we about to drop, and we're really excited about those because they were kind of sitting waiting. We're working on Angelique's complete solo with no features on it, just her. And then I had a couple of singles that's been supposed to drop, before 2020. So now we're going to be dropping them. We're taking them back to the 80s feel. And we're also taking them back to our households, because that's where I believe the love of God starts. Starts at home. Start with at home, rekindling and building relationships, remembering, how we supposed to be with each other when it was like fun, fun to go to the park, no dodging bullets, dance battles, pop locking, just excitement. And so
lock and drop it.
Yes, I'm working on, I got a track where we bringing it back. So that's going to be dropping in May. Really excited about that. Produced by Steve Vicious. He produced the Sotra Funk by MC Hammer back in the days. I believe it was like around 1995. And also Steve White, Steve OG from San Diego, California.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that originally produced the track. So I'm really excited about them. They collaborated on this track and they made some magic. And we're going to bring the feel back, you know, give shout out to the hip hop artists that have blazed the way, because that was our way of expression. That was our way of to express our life and, you know, our culture and, you know, our beliefs. And so I want to take it back to that.
Okay. So where can your music be found?
All music can be found on all digital platforms: Apple Music, iTunes, Tidal, Amazon, YouTube Music, Spotify, DistroKid, or, you know, Sony Music, Orchid, any one of the platforms that digital music is available.
Okay. So what sets your music aside from the rest? Like from any other gospel rapper or any other artist?
I would say I'm out the box.
Okay. So out the box as in what?
Just like, you know, people they bang blood, they bang Crip, they bang this, they bang that. I bang God or nothing. You know, they say, tell us about you in 3 words. For me, it's God or nothing. So no matter what life you live in, no matter what you're doing right now, you'll always say you're not ready, but choose what side you on. God or nothing.
Is that what you say in your songs? God or nothing?
Yeah, that's my thing. I have a song called God or Nothing. I might have to do a remix to it, but I have a track called God or Nothing, and they really was feeling it. And yeah, so yeah, that's like that's my hashtag thing right there, you know, God or nothing. You know what I mean?
Every song comes on, God or nothing, and then the music.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't got it doing that every time, but I'll end up saying it in the song some kind of way. Yeah, that's like kind of like my little tag.
Okay. So outside of music, what is it that you do? Like your hobbies, your interests, and so forth.
I like to be a part of doing everything that is something positive in the community. I am a founder of the nonprofit organization Inspire SD, and we also DBA as Overcome Lupus and Overcome Cancer. Overcome means to fight the fear of, and so those are brands and organizations that we would like to create resources for those, especially in our community, that are not educated and are not aware of the resources that are available for them while they're either dealing with this sickness or their family is. And so we took on lupus because I found out that 40% of those that are affected are women and women of color. And so I took on that, and I'm also the brand trademark owner of the Overcome Lupus and Overcome Cancer brand. So I do that as well. And we also work with young people, whether it's individually or in groups. We have a camp that we were doing every year with the youth, taking like 6 youth, or half of the youth will be safe from church and half of them would be from the neighborhood and community, and we would blend them. And it would just be one big amazing educate, encourage, and empower, along with House of Restoration Community Connection. And we would collaborate and have these camps where we educate the kids. We also have an art outlet where they have lots of fun, sports, competitions. We add, of course, a biblical component as well as a health component. And it kind of helps them understand what their parents going through, because when children are sick, they want to do this, they want to hang out, they want to have fun. And sometimes the parents be so sick after getting off of dialysis, or, you know, after getting out of hospital, they don't have any energy. And so we wanted to be a part of that. We wanted to be a part of kind of being a second family to the children that are going through it with their parents that might be sick. And so that's how that came about. And so that's how I do, whether it's feeding a homeless, you know, whether it's volunteering. I've done a lot of virtual giving, but I just finally went out for my first physical event in a long time because of health reasons, and gave back. And so we gave back at a place that at one point we were there, you know, ECTLC, they're a transitional home. And we had went through a financial hardship in 2016, and my family was there. They help families and singles get a place. Pretty much they provide an emergency shelter, and then they also have different resources to help you get jobs. They help you everything you need to start and build and get back stable. And so we went there and gave back with a House of Restoration Community Connection. So that's what I do. I try to stay busy. If any kind of way I could put a smile on somebody's face, that's what I like to do.
Okay. So can you well, do you have any words of encouragement for the youth that's trying to get into the music field?
Definitely. I would definitely say don't rush anything. Take your time. Educate yourself as much as possible. Learn from the pioneers. Go back, watch some of their footages of when they speak about what steps they took, and whatever steps that they took that might have took them off of their goals, and kind of just, take that and apply it to your life. Take that, apply it to your life, educate yourself on the marketing part, because marketing is one of the most important things. You could be good, but without the right marketing, you won't get to reach and touch the places and people you need to, the territories. And so that's really important. And keep God first.
Okay. So who are your music inspirations?
I got a lot. But it's just, when I think of like hip hop, I would say that, because I came from the streets, Cube, I love the way he was street, and then he went into television. He started being more involved with other things. I loved Queen Latifah. She did the same thing. All of those from that era. I love any artist that takes what they have and share it with the people, that are doing positive things. I'm about building us up, and so all the artists that spoke up, you got the EPMDs that spoke up, those that spoke and stood for something that would build us up as a people, and not trying to separate us from the human race or anything like that. But of course, you want people that look like you to be successful. Mm-hmm. You want people that come from your same struggle to make it out. You know what I mean? And so when you talk about like Martin Luther King's I Had a Dream, we really want dreams to come true, And so I love all the hip hop artists that paved the way, because some kind of way they played a part in it, whether it was a part that we wanted them to play, but I believe that it was God's design, and I believe a lot of them was prophets and messengers, like Tupac. Just a lot of them were messengers, and they just, they departed, earlier than what we expected, but I believe they did their part.
Okay. So, can you do a freestyle? Look, it came out the hat. Can you do a freestyle?
Okay. Let me see. Let's see what I'm gonna talk about today. Do you mind it be a poem?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. In these days, in this life, we look at life like it's a strife. We look at life and we take a dive like it's a pool. Sometimes we want to hide. Lift your head, stick your chest out. No need to pout, even though it feels like a drought. Believe God is real, you can achieve, even though the devil's trying to deceive, even though the enemy's out to greed, begging to God, please. Shout out to DMX. The enemy still trying to flex, but we have no regrets, because I believe the brother was a prophet. Rough Riders, yeah, they was do or diers. Yeah, he's in heaven, yeah, that's what I truly believe. Every sister and brother you can achieve, please believe.
Okay.
Just clouded around. This is clouded around, Yeah, I just
yeah, I'm a poodle. I'm a poodle. Okay, so before we wrap up, is there anything else that you would like to add?
Just, just be encouraged. Just be encouraged and always try to be a positive impact, always try to be a positive impact. And I know there's some things that make, that come into life that make us want to react, in negative ways. But just know that you're beautiful and look in the mirror and say, look what God created.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I thank you for sharing your journey with us and interviewing
Indeed.
with me. And I will be sure to follow up with you in the near future.
Okay.
So you said your music's on all platforms?
Yes, it's on all platforms. You also can follow me at I'm Eturnul, and Eturnul is spelled Eturnul, and you spell I-M with no A, Eturnul on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. I think I said Facebook already. But all social media, it's the same all across the board.
Okay, so on all social media. Okay, well, I appreciate your time and thank you so much once again. And with that said, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Thanks.
Thanks for interviewing with Kentucky Good Vibes.
Thanks, sis.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye.